Alrighty, good. Welcome, welcome. What is up? Let's get going. Transversal quiz review. And we're going to start off by identifying pairs as corresponding alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior, vertical, or adjacent. So we're just going to kind of go through one by one. I made sure that each and every type shows up there. And here we go. So the very first one, these X and Y's are on opposite sides of a cross. Because they're on opposite sides of a cross, it's always going to be the word vertical. So there we go. We got our vertical angles going down. On question number 2, the idea on this one is that we have angles that are on different crosses. Anytime they're on different crosses, they're not going to be the vertical or adjacent. They're going to be one of the new words. Remember that if it's in between the two, we say the word interior, and these are on different sides of the line, so we say alternates. So alternate interior angles. So we got alternates interior angles. And continuing on, let's go on to our next couple of questions here. On question number 3, these two right next door to each other. So whenever they're right next door to each other like that, we say the word is adjacent. Continuing on here on to question number 4. On question number 4, both of these are in the bottom left-hand corner. Whenever they're in the same position on different crosses there, we say the word is corresponding. Let's go ahead and move on to the next page here. By the way, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, you should not actually be just watching the whole thing. You should be trying each question on your own and then seeing what I do. Or an even better way to use the video is to finish the entire thing and then check your work. Or even better, if you're confused and don't know what to do only on 1 or 2 problems, you just skip through in the video until you get to the problems that you actually need help on. There's no need to watch the entire thing if you understand how to do questions like this. If you look at these and you're like, yeah, I know what those are alternate exteriors, you do not need to be watching this entire video, listening to me drone on about math. You already do it at school. You don't need to do it anymore. Here we go. We got alternate exterior angles. And by the way, in questions like this where you have a whole bunch of lines going everywhere, it's kind of like you're ignoring the line at the bottom here. You're ignoring this line that's like jutting out over here, and you're only paying attention to the lines with the 2 different crosses. So you're paying attention to the lines on top, the 2 left and right lines on top, and then this one line going left. And that's why they're alternate exterior. Even though X looks like it's in between these two, it has nothing to do with being in between when it comes to this X and Y. Number 6 over here, these guys are both in the quote-unquote top left-hand corner. So these guys are going to be corresponding. Continuing on, we got another one over here. These guys are both on the same side of the transversal, and they're on the interior of these 2 lines. So we're going to call these ones the same side interior. And continuing on over here, this one, we got another alternate exterior angles. That was way too much word writing. I'm not really fans of that. Let's go on to the actual numbers problems. Heck yes. Okay, so when you're doing these numbers questions, all you have to make sure you're doing is that the numbers that are having in the questions are either going to be equal to each other or they're going to add to 180. In general, the only ones that add up to 180 are going to be same side interior. Maybe we should write this down. The 180s. The 180s are going to be the same sides, both the same side interior and exterior, and then also the adjacent. Because these are all on straight lines. Adjacent. Please note, most adjacent angles are not going to add up to 180. However, all the adjacent ones for this stuff will, because it's all dealing with straight lines. And if it's with straight lines, adjacent angles do, in fact, add up to 180 degrees here, with the only exception of adjacent angles like this. You could have these 2 angles here. These 2 don't add to 180, but yeah, like these ones over here, they will. All the other ones are equal. So these ones are corresponding, so they're equal. So we just have 118 right away. Not much to think about. Number 10 here, alternate exterior. They're equal. Not much to think about. final answer. We don't have to do any thinking. We just write the number. This one, these guys are same side interiors. If they are on the same side of the interior, when you're doing a question like this, we have to make sure that they add up to 180. So in other words, this one right here is going to be 180 minus 120, which is in fact 60 degrees right away. Number 12, these guys are vertical angles. So this one's 104 degrees. These over here are going to be adjacent angles. So again, adjacent angles on straight lines add up to 180. So we got 180 minus the 77. And what's that going to be? Oh my gosh, Mr. Richards, you can do math. 103? Yeah. Maybe I should be using a calculator just to double check. I'm feeling uneasy. Someone tell me if I made any mistakes on this, by the way. Very helpful. I can go ahead and post it that I made the mistake on there. But we're moving on to question number 14 now. We're already on the back. We're almost done with this bad boy. It's going to be a really short video. It's only going to be like not even 10 minutes. Here we go. All right, number 14. We got 17x and 16x plus 5 on opposite sides where they're both part of a vertical angles, which are equal to each other. So we're going to say 16x plus 5 is equal to 17x. From here, you have lots and lots and lots of options. My favorite way of solving questions like this is moving all of the x's to one side, all the not x's to the other. In this case, it's going to be very easy to move this 16 to the other side. Normally, this step would actually be in my head, but I'm writing it out just for you on this video here. 17x minus 16x, and that's going to be 5 is equal to x by itself. That is our final answer. Please be aware you could have easily just done minus 16x on both sides. Could have done like minus 5 and then minus 17. There's a lot of ways to get to this answer of 5. I'm moving on to the next question. Here we go. So on to this one, number 15. These guys are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles also equal to each other. So we have 50 is going to be equal to 4x plus 14. And from there, we're going to go ahead and subtract 14 on both sides of our equation. And again, I really like doing it as the horizontal way. And I normally wouldn't even write that step down, but doing it just for you on this video, we got the 50 minus 14 is going to be 36 is 4x, and then divide both sides by 4. Boom, 9 is equal to x. We're all done. The next question has different instructions, but the different instructions there don't actually change anything. You're still finding the setup to make them parallel, and in order to make them parallel, they're going to have to do the adding up to 180 or instead being equal to each other, one of the two. Number 16 is a same side interior, and same side interiors always add to 180. So we're going to having x plus 89 plus x plus 109. Those two things added together equal 180 degrees. X plus x is 2x. 89 plus 109 is 198. And that equals 180. And I'll just do this one vertically. You know what? We're going to switch it up. We're just going to go pure vertical. We're going to go old school on our solving this one. So we got 2x is equal to negative 18, dividing both sides by 2, and you got x is equal to negative 9. We got one more question to do. These ones don't add to 180. They're corresponding. So corresponding or equal to each other. We got 14x plus 9 equals 135. This one, minimum work. This is what minimum work would look like. You'd have 14x, and then you just subtract 9 from 135 to get 126. And then you would say, hey, 126 divided by 14 is equal to 9. So we're all done. Why are all 3 last questions 9? What can you do? At least it's not 6, 7. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.